Now let us do some practicals with Apache Kafka, right? So there is a Kafka Apache.org downloads. When you select downloads, you can see different versions of Apache Kafka. Like latest version of Kafka is 2.6.0, right? It got released in the month of August, right? August 3, 2020, right? And here, if you observe, there is a binary downloads, we can download it. And Kafka was developed using Scala, so we can select Scala version also. So preferably 2.13 version, you can select it, right? So if you look at this, it is Kafka underscore 2.13 2.6.0. So what is the meaning of this? Kafka version is 2.6.0 actually, right? Scala version is 2.13, right? So once you download this, you will see one file like this. For example, Kafka 2.12 2.5.0, right? You can download any version, right? Then just extract this, extract it. Then you can see the folder Kafka. Inside the Kafka, there is a bin. Similarly, there's a config. There are some directories, right? So if I open bin, you know, bin is mainly for binary, right? When I open bin directory, inside the bin, you can see some sh files, right? So we can use these scripts to run in Unix or Linux platform, right? And all these softwares they work very well in Linux platforms, right? Similarly, for Windows, there is another folder called Windows. Inside that, we can see all bat files, right? Say, for example, there is a Kafka server start.bat, Kafka server stop.bat. Similarly, there is a Zookeeper server start.bat, Zookeeper server stop.bat. So first thing is we need to start Zookeeper, then we have to start Apache Kafka, because Zookeeper provides distributed configuration management. With the help of Zookeeper only, one broker, Kafka broker, knows about another Kafka broker, and any metadata related to Kafka will be stored into Zookeeper, right? Similarly, if I come to config folder here, in the config folder, so there is some files you can see here. There is a Zookeeper.property file, server.property file. So this Zookeeper is also comes as part of Apache Kafka, right? In the previous versions of Apache Kafka, we used to download Zookeeper separately, but now Zookeeper is also part of, Zookeeper files also part of Apache Kafka distribution. However, anytime you can start Zookeeper separately, we can download Zookeeper separately and start it. And from this distribution, we can start Kafka and connect to Zookeeper, right? So this is for Zookeeper properties and this is the Kafka properties, right? So let me open Zookeeper property file, right? Here, so there is a data directory which is pointing to /temp Zookeeper. So instead of /temp, what I'll do, so let me put C:, okay, I'm using C:, drive. Then there is a Kafka. Inside the Kafka, I just use Zookeeper, okay. Inside the Kafka, let me create one more folder, logs. Inside that, I'll just put Zookeeper, right? Or data, I can put it data. Inside that, there's a Zookeeper, right? Let me save this first. Similarly, what is the port number of Zookeeper? Zookeeper runs in 2181. The port number you can observe. It runs in 2181 port, right? Similarly, let me open server.property file here. This is belongs to Kafka. So Kafka, there's a broker ID 0. This broker ID must be unique when you're starting multiple brokers, right? Similarly, the default port of Apache Kafka is 9092. Even though it is commented by default, this is the port. Anytime if you want to change the port number, then we can uncomment it and change the port number, right? And here, once again, it is pointing to log directories /temp Kafka log. So let me put C: here. Once again, C: /Kafka. So inside that, inside the log data folder itself, we'll have a Kafka log source, right? So let me save this file. Further, if you come down here, just down, so there will be Zookeeper connect port equal to localhost 2181. This is what we discussed, right? First, we have to start Zookeeper. Zookeeper runs on port number 2181. Then we have to start Apache Kafka. Apache Kafka has to connect to Zookeeper. And Apache Kafka is available on default port is 9092. Okay, let me save this, okay? So I'll go to bin directory, Windows. Let me open a command prompt from here, right? And I'll start Zookeeper. So how to start Zookeeper here? So there is a Zookeeper server start.bat // we have to go to config directory /Zookeeper.properties, then press enter, right? Now the Zookeeper server will get started here, right? So Zookeeper started now here. So Zookeeper got started. Port number 2181. Now let us start Kafka server, right? So let me open a command prompt here. So there's a Kafka server start.bat /config /server.properties enter. Now see here the Kafka server is getting started, right? So Kafka server runs on 9092 port. It got started and it connected to Zookeeper, right? So if I come to this folder structure Kafka, here we mentioned in this Zookeeper.properties and Kafka.properties. So the data or the logs has to go to this particular location, right? Inside the data you see here, this is for Zookeeper related information and this is the Kafka related information we can observe here, right? This is how it comes, right? So here we have seen in the Kafka folder, the data folder, you can see there's a Kafka logs. Here I said there's a files are created, right? So there are two things you have to understand. One is inside the Kafka server, there is a logs directory. This is where the server logs will be stored. When you start the server, all those logs comes to here, right? Then what is this logs actually inside the data directory, Kafka logs? What is this is? This is where the messages are stored. But messages are stored in the form of .log file only, right? So let us not get confused actually in Kafka. .log files are used for storing server logs. Similarly, there is a separate folder where .log files are created for storing the messages also. Because Kafka was developed by LinkedIn, so initially they used this for distributed logging service. So that's why even if you send some information like orders online, no e-commerce application, when you set some orders or there are some account alerts, anything, those messages are stored in the form of .log file that we are going to discuss, okay? Now let me go to bin Windows directory and I'll open one more command prompt. Now let us create one topic now. To create a topic, there is a Kafka topics, right? So we need to give, so there is a bootstrap server or just you say Kafka topics.bat. When you say press enter, we will get the complete documentation here, right? So every command in Kafka, when you press enter, it will give you some documentation. Here you can see there's a bootstrap server required. We need to mention here. Similarly, there's a Zookeeper, which is deprecated. So in the previous versions of Kafka, we used to create a topic using Zookeeper. But now we have to create using bootstrap server that is pointing to Kafka server itself. Even if you use Zookeeper now, in the future versions, it will be removed, right? So let me try with once again of Kafka topics. Say bootstrap -server, right? Say localhost, say 9092. Then -- create the topic name, topic. I just say first topic, right? Then we have to include number of partitions. I'll say partitions, right? Suppose I want to have 2 partitions. I can put 2 partitions, right? For example, 3 partitions. Even though we are running one broker also can have any number of partitions for a topic. Only thing is if you have multiple brokers, then each broker will be acting as a leader for some partitions, follower for the partition, right? So where high availability is also provided, right? So let me start with first partition 1. Then there is a replication factor 1. So replication factor must be always less than equal to number of available brokers, right? If I give replication factor 2 here and I press enter, the exception will come because only one broker is running. So replication factor cannot be more than 1. So when I say enter here, now see here, the topic got created topic, first topic, right? And if we want to describe this topic, so we can use, instead of create, let us use describe, right? So I'll put describe the topic, enter. Now see here. So here we got the name of the topic's first topic, partition is 0, the leader is 0. This 0 is nothing but broker ID, right? Because we have only one broker, the default ID is 0, so that is acting as a leader. Replica is 0, that means the broker itself is acting as the leader itself is like a replica. ISR stands for in-sync replicas are 0. Because currently we are having only one broker, these 2 values you will see 0 only, right? Similarly, let us try with sending some messages, right? If you want to send some messages here, we can use Kafka. There is a Kafka console producer.bat. So normally when you want to send some messages as a producer consumer, we can write a Java code using producer API and consumer API. Or the Kafka itself is exposed as a proxy server, Kafka REST proxy. It is exposed as a REST proxy. So by using REST endpoints also, we can create topic, we can send messages, consume the messages. But this REST proxy is not available with Apache Kafka. It is available with Confluent Kafka. So if you observe here, there's a difference here. Apache Kafka is a community version. Confluent Kafka will provide some enterprise version, right? So let me start with the producer.bat. So here we need to give broker list. Once again, pointing to local host 9092, right? So which topic? We have to say first topic, right? Here we are trying to send some message to first topic. So when I press enter here, you can observe there's a greater than symbol is coming here, right? So let us send some messages. Okay, I'll say Kafka, Confluent, I'll say producer, consumer, some messages I'll type it, right? Now let us start with the consumer, right? So I'll open one more command prompt here, right? So let me put Kafka, console, consumer, so broker, bootstrap server, let me put bootstrap server, localhost 9092, so topic, first topic, right? So already there are few messages sent to this topic, right? If the consumer wants to read all those messages, so we can include from beginning actually, right? For example, from beginning we can use it. Suppose if from beginning is not given, then these messages will not come actually. Whatever message already sent by the producer will not come, but the any message, new message comes, those messages will come to consumers, right? So from beginning is like nothing but from the earliest message or committed message. If this is not given, it is like a latest message. Okay, let me try with from beginning and say enter here. Now observe this. So here, now we can observe all the messages, we got it, right?